Alright, today we're going to be in Canva and we're going to be talking about how we can navigate Canva, what our usage are, but specifically our brand is the first thing we want to go over today. And when you go to your brand, the first thing you're going to notice is that you have access to our logo and the color scheme that Miss Brosang and I have pre-chosen for you so we can all be unified with the colors we're working with. Then we have fonts, and we've gone through and chosen several different types of fonts for you to use. That way, again, we're trying to create unity across our theme. We've chosen our theme for your book, but we really want to make sure that we are carrying across from page to page and it not ending up with 150 different fonts. Alright, so let's get started. And we're going to just search for a yearbook theme or a template. And if you'll just type in yearbook, and you're not bound to use whatever this template I'm going to use, but let's just go with this third one right here. And for this, we're just going to click customize this template. You have all these options, but don't worry about that. Alright, so the first thing that's the most important is that if you just go in here and delete stuff, it's going to mess up, and so you need to know that these images are attached. So you go down here and you click detach image, and I'm going to go through here and just do these quickly. Detach, again, you're detaching each image, and my computer's kind of lagging for some reason right now. So I apologize for that if it skips around. Alright, so now that you have the image detection, notice these are frames. So you can just plug your images back into there, just drop them in. And I'm going to use my brand kit to restylize this entire entire template. Okay, and it's going to be really simple right here, just in our colors. And again, we'll talk about complementary colors and how to use that, like creams and other color schemes to use during your design process. It doesn't always have to be blue and gold. Okay. Alright, so recreating this part, like this is all a frame again, like I was talking about. We're going to recreate the whole page now by ourselves. So I've already duplicated my blue background. That's all it is a blue background, just so you know. And so we're going to go ahead and grab this yellow square. So just go over to your elements and you're going to type in a square. And again, you click and it's going to show up. Alright, you don't have to drag over, and I'll make a few mistakes on purpose here in a minute just so you can see what it looks like whenever you accidentally click or click then drag over. Obviously it's going to duplicate. So let's get this as close as we can here. Alright, and then we're looking at our frames. So now we're this here, let me get this kind of fixed back up as close as I can. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect here, but I'm just trying to get as close as I can. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is go find some frames. And I'm going to keep this simple, okay, but there's so many frames. There are so many frames that you can choose from. And they add interesting styles to your design if you want to try them. I like the letters. That's a fun way to spell out different things, different titles of your page using those letters, and then of course those letters can be modified further. Alright, so let's build this grid up here, and first of all I'm just going to grab these squares and I'm going to modify them one at a time, and I'm going to show you kind of a couple of different ways real quick. Like, yeah, a lot of people, they attempt to come in here and just start lining stuff up, and then what they do is after they line up, they either, oh, sorry, that's the wrong button, my bad. Okay, oops, what am I doing here? Alright, back to where we are. Alright, so what a lot of people do here is they tend to understand duplicating things to make their lives easier, and then they go about trying to like place it really evenly on their own, dragging everything over, being super tedious with everything. And I'm going to continue to be tedious with it just to kind of show you as I look up here to kind of make it as proportional as I can to the other document. So I'm going to duplicate these. Now I want to say switching them isn't going to do anything, okay? Because that frame is going to force your picture upside down. So don't switch them. Don't twist them over because it'll just put your picture upside down. So rather you can duplicate. If this is the way you're going to, I'm going to show you a different way in just a second. But you're move this, then just switch these two frames around. So one over here, the other one over here, and then we duplicate the top and drag it down. And well, no, get off of that, and then drag that down. All right, and so you noticed how I eyeballed this from the very beginning, right? And it got all this mess, and then I can go up here and I can try to fix it, and it's really kind of backwards way of doing things, and it kind of makes your design look a little wonky. Even if I try to eyeball this again, you're gonna see like this just doesn't it just doesn't add up. Like, so just like you can look up here and see how much difference there is between all these that I've created. It's not a good process of eyeballing. So what we want to do is just get rid of these first two, and we want to start with getting our main one lined up in a third. And you can turn on your lines and grids for this, but understanding that, yeah, is there enough room there between there to get my other one in? And yes, there is. And so switch these around. All right, and the last thing we have to do is just to go, oh my goodness, my computer does not want to cooperate right now. Okay, go. As I continue to fail my way through this. All right, last little thing here. Let's get this pulled up, and then let's gather all this up here, grouping it. We can group here if you wanted to. We could go ahead and group. I'm not going to. We're just going to expand, narrow this down to where it kind of mimics the best we can up above. All right. So the next thing we have to do is plug in this background back here, and so it's just a square. Okay. Think about any new background is just going to be another shape. Don't think of it as trying to add a background or look for backgrounds. They're just shapes. Okay, and so we're going to use a square, a white square, and we're going to make it the size of our grid we just built, and then we're just going to position this backwards until it goes behind all the frames. And there we go. And that is how you recreate a template in Canva. I'm going to go right ahead and give these borders here, and there we go. Very similar, not identical, but similar template. All right, now it's your turn.